We've been following Tony Longhurst and Dick Johnson. Longhurst running fourth on the road as Johnson closes it up on the inside and passes. So Johnson now moves up.
Nice braking.
And the Fords start to head towards the tail of a couple of Commodores in this second race today in rather atrocious conditions at Sandown. And Larry Perkins is probably catchable. He's not that far in front of Gardner. He's been able to put that lap car between himself and Gardner at the moment, try and stretch out up the back straight.
Well, I think it's fair to say John Bowe is lit up here. He's definitely got Wayne Gardner in tow.
This is just
or the other way around.
This is just the situation that Larry would have wanted. He's opened the gap to 2.9 seconds over Wayne, but now Wayne's got his mirrors full of bows. That's really going to slow him down a bit and let Larry build on that useful gap that he's got at the moment. Bowe comes really fast under brakes as they come over the top. How brave is that?
Ooh.
Takes him under brakes.
Shiver
Still
City.
a wet track.
Shiver City.
Unbelievable stuff for Bowie.
That'd get the hair on your back bristling.
That would have taken real commitment on the limit of adhesion to do that on the outside, on the inside I should say, of Gardner as they came over the top of the hill. Brave stuff, but Bowe really is on a charge.
Oh, Claude Georgie. Wayne just helped him.
Minor bounce, didn't hurt it. He might actually even get out of there if he
the windscreen wipers work.
Where he started.
Ex-Peter Jackson Falcon proving a bit of a handful for the rookie in these very slippery conditions.
Well, this is a tough baptism for all of these fellows with their new cars or their first outing.
Still wet down this part of the track as Thomas Mazzera comes into the pits.
Was running 7th.
Definitely not having a good day today, but this is life.
What's the problem, Andy?
Yeah, no major problem. They're just taking off the full wets. They've still got a wet compound just with 3 grooves for drainage. They're back out, and I think you'll find Thomas will only drop 2 positions.
They're honing up on their pit skills. That's good to see, but I don't think they really needed to be in the pits today.
Well, it may not be a bad strategy because we're only 16 laps into this 28-lap heat too, and if the track continues drying out that fast, these other guys may be forced in and they may find themselves in the box seat.
Look at that brake lock up there all the way down. Dix wouldn't want to do that too many times. It's indication that the track conditions are not consistent. It's very, very hard on the driver. He tries to do his best and duplicate every lap as it goes by one after the other, but the track conditions changing so quickly, it's hard to keep on top of it.
Shell Falcons confirming their dry track form. They're both going a lot quicker. Now the track's getting drier and drier. Bowe is the first guy to drop into the 1 minute 22 second barrier. He's 6/10 or so quicker than Larry that time around, so he's taking big chunks out of the leader, and here's his teammate Johnson in 4th, closing in on Gardner, so getting very close. Here's Longhurst, the man who was running in 5th position, slipping back through the field. He's going for more of an intermediate tyre by the look of it.
Yes.
So track conditions really dry. How's it look down there, Andy?
Yeah, you're exactly right, Mark. He is going for the intermediates, and you can see a lot of the teams all looking and seeing what everyone else is putting on. This is where tactics and strategy come in. Of course, we just saw Mazzera in, and he put on the wet compound. Now Longhurst is putting on an intermediate. It is a guessing game down here at the moment.
A bit of trouble on the back here. It looks like they might have got a thread or a nut, not wanting to go on.
Well, you're watching it all in the pits. There he went there.
Here we have Larry out in front.
Yeah, 2.4 seconds the gap to Bowe in second place last time around. Let's see if JB's been able to close that at all. He's certainly cutting quicker laps than Larry at the moment. Last time around, 6 or 7 tenths faster. Look at that.
Larry's got the advantage of knowing that he'll be on the same style of tire as John, and therefore whatever he's doing to his is likely to be happening to John. But I would suggest that if any one of these 2 cars goes in, the other has to follow immediately.
Yeah, 10 laps to go. Fascinating contest. Gardner back in the background trying to fend off Dick Johnson. They're both chasing the wet line to the left side of the circuit. Then they come back to the outside here to set themselves for the corner at the end of the front straight.
So the gap between Perkins and Bowe that time around under 2.3 seconds, but Larry matching Bowe. Both had slipped back into the 1 minute 23 second bracket that time, maybe hitting some lap traffic. But the track's certainly getting quicker, as you can see by the pit stops. Guys start to really think about coming in now and putting some drier weather tyres on. So we go with Dick Johnson in 17. And at the moment, Gardner doing a pretty impressive job of holding Dick off at the moment.
Virtually no rooster tail coming up. And in fact, you can see the browny gum dirt starting to form on Dick's windscreen. still some water naturally, but not the big rooster tails that we've seen earlier this morning.
Yeah, there's a bit there to cool the tyres down and down the front straight as well. They come beneath the Dunlop bridge, a little twitchy that time, the Shell Falcon.
Bit of wheel spin there, you can hear. So still not ideal conditions by any stretch of the imagination, but compared to what these fellas have had to put up with, this almost seems like a sunny day.
Here, watch Johnson. As they come onto the straight, they both tend to hang across to the left side of the racetrack. That's where all the water is to cool down those tyres. That's one spot where it is wet, and there's one other spot down here after they've taken the left-hander.
Tell you what, at the front of these two, Bowie's closing the gap to Perkins. Has gone under 2 seconds now. It's just cut a lap 4/10 of a second faster than Larry, so Bowie appears to be the fastest man on the track at the moment. Here they are. Got a lap car, David Attard in the Alcare air conditioning car. He's got Bowie right behind him. As they come up the back straight, gives Bowie the signal.
Bit of
John shoots through on the inside as he tries to make an impression on Larry. We go back with Dick Johnson, the Dunlop race cam, as he tucks under the wing of the Coke Commodore as they're coming up toward the rise. Plenty of bumbo from the Ford small block V8 as he shoots down the inside of Gardner. Very tidy move from Dick. The crowd and the grandstand are going crazy. Johnson moves up to third position, so it's Perkins, Bowe and Johnson in the top three.
All right.
It's a good move from Dick Johnson there. He calculated that well. Top 6 runners all on Dunlops.
Yeah, telling picture, isn't it?
So if one's in, they're all in.
Whoa! Just as we said that.
Oh, well done, Wayne. He saved it.
Well,
You saw how he read that. He read that beautifully. Wayne Gardner saved the day there. Not only did he save his own car, he didn't manage to T-bone Dick.
So Johnson
just read that perfectly as Dick started to go.
He's only gone up there to cool down the tyres, obviously.
He'll be mad at himself. Just a bit.
Tui's blue brings you the replay as Dick sets it all alight. Gardner misses. Good evasive action there.
Just a bit too much momentum going into that corner, and
all that hard work goes to waste in the grass. Oh, Wayne gets a little bit sideways as he flicks it into the switchback coming onto the back straight. So he survives. As Alan said, very nice evasive driving from Gardner there. He's really staying out of trouble in 95, isn't he? Keeping the car, hasn't got a scratch on it all day in very, very trying conditions. He's been running door to door with the other guys, and still they're hanging in there in third position.
Here comes Larry down the inside of Mark Poole.
Not wanting to waste any time. Fortunately,
young Paul Romano is there as well.
Last time through it was 1.6 seconds, the gap between first and second, so Bowers making little inroads on Larry all the time, nibbling away at this lead he's got. Falcon appears to be the faster car on the track at the moment. We only need one shower or burst of rain and the whole situation could change again. Keep in mind these guys are on full wet weather tyres, and they're going to be looking for every little puddle they can find to keep the temperatures down as the track continues to dry out.
7 laps to go. The chase is on.
Yep, see them duck off the ideal racing line over into the puddles to drop the temperatures down on the tyres and try and hold them together. It's going to be very, very challenging if we don't get another shower for these guys. And that's the problem with the wet weather tyre, isn't it, Alan? It gets so hot that the compound destabilises and actually begins to fall apart underneath you, doesn't it?
Starts to mumbo jumbo under the weight of the car. The grooves are just a bit too wide. They do an excellent job getting rid of the water, but on the dry track, these cars are set up wanting every inch of rubber they can take, and hence the tire basically overheats and goes soggy on them.
And when it starts chunking up, it's actually like you're driving on some ball bearings.
Exactly.
It's just all over the place.
Yeah. It becomes very unpredictable and quite nervy for the driver. He doesn't have the feel that he needs to throw these things around. But Larry seems to be a little bit of understeer there.
Wow, a little bit of oversteer on the way.
Well, he was ready for it, but that's an indication that the tires are getting a little tired and just not responding the way they need to.
You can put the stopwatches away. It's a visual gap now. Bow really zeroing in on the back of the Castrol Commodore.
This is going to be a testy finish here. We've seen Larry carry off the first heat.
And you can see how Bow is struggling with his tyres there. They're getting very, very sideways as he tried to put the power down. They've both gone way off the racing line to try and run in the puddles to keep the temperatures down. But